Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Mayakashi test hand, and this is a really interesting deck because you can actually mill your opponent out with Soul Absorbing Bone Tower extremely easily in this deck. It's a really insane thing to actually be able to mill your opponent out within, like, to FTK your opponent, which I'm going to show you guys how to actually FTK your opponent with this deck, which is insanely cool to be able to do that in a zombie build with an old school card like Soul Absorbing Bone Tower. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can come part of our notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting a signed card sent to the mail, or even getting a requested deck profile just like this one, with test hands included every single month that you are a patron. So without further ado guys, let's get straight on into this. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Usually I just jump straight in and shuffle the deck up, which I am going to shuffle the deck up. But usually I jump straight in and I don't show you guys how you actually pull this combo off. So I'm going to show you the most optimal quick combo of how to actually pull off Mayakashis and actually FTK your opponent right off the bat. So we're going to go ahead, and those are the two cards that we're going to need, plus any other three cards right off the bat that you're going to need. We're going to go ahead and hope that we draw into a monster. The other cards are not going to matter that we're going to draw, so we're going to go ahead and draw these right here. And I'm going to flip them over and hopefully have a monster. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate the 1-for-1, send this from hand to graveyard, and then immediately special summon, or excuse me, normal summon out the Soul Absorbing Bone Tower first. The Soul Absorbing Bone Tower is the most pivotal thing to actually get out on your side of the field. And I'm actually going to show you guys this a little bit differently, because I'm going to have a 40-card deck sitting to the side, which I just did my Malefic test hands. If you guys haven't seen that already, it should be up on the channel soon. I'm going to sit this deck right here, and I'm going to lay cards across here until we run out of cards in this deck. If the pile over here gets to 0 and this gets to full, then we win. Okay, so I think that'd be a really cool way to actually show you guys this. So we're going to go ahead and immediately activate our copy of 1-for-1, which is going to send our copy of Shiranui Solitaire from deck to graveyard. Once you do that, you're going to get to special summon out your copy of Hajin, because he is a level 1. Now you mill 2 off the top of their deck, right off the bat. Now, you're going to use the Hajin to special summon Daki. That's 2 more, because you special summon 2 more zombies. Shuffle that deck up, because we're probably not going back into it for a minute. Now, you're going to use their effects and synchro summon into your copy of a monster. You're going to go for a level 3. That's 2 more. You're going to use Daki effect, special summon back. Hey, guess what? 2 more. We're then going to synchro summon these 2 together. Go for our 5. Hey, 2 more. Special summon. 2 more. Synchro summon again. 2 more. Once you special summon your level 7, we're going to special summon Daki back. 2 more. And then we're going to synchro summon again for our 9. And we're going to send 2 more off the top of their deck. Right off the bat. Bam! We're getting in there, aren't we? Daki comes back. Special summon again. Synchro summon again. Skeletal Mayakashi, 2 more. Special summon Daki, 2 more. And then now we're going to link these 2 away and special summon out our copy of Yugioh, the Ice Mayakashi. Guess what? 2 more. You have literally just milled with this simple combo. It's not a complete true FTK because you haven't milled them all out, but look, you have, remember also, they have 5 cards when they start too. So that comes off the top too. So they go. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 cards out of their deck that you have just milled and they drew, and then they draw for turn as well. So they are down to, with this simple combo, they are already down to 2, 4, 6, 8. And if you draw this, you really get the FTK rolling. If you draw into a copy of Book of Life or a copy of Monster Reborn, you simply do this. I'm going to show you guys how to actually completely FTK your opponent. You draw up the Monster Reborn. If you get the Monster Reborn, for this combo, you'll need Monster Reborn, you'll need Hajin, and you'll need any other monster in your hand that you can, or 1-for-1, either or. If you have the 1-for-1, you have to have another monster. So this or this, either or, right there. You need this or this with this, and you win, essentially. So we're going to go ahead and put this back in the graveyard. The Monster Reborn will then trigger, special summoning back a copy of a, let's see, does Daki special summon itself? You can only control Daki, special summon this card from your extra deck. When in Mayakashi, special summon the extra deck. So we can then use the effect of, our, let's see, the Soul Absorbing Bone Tower is actually on the field. You can actually just special summon back another Mayakashi monster like this, and then this would trigger, sending 2 more off the top of your opponent's deck. And then you could link summon into a link 4 and leave your opponent stranded with a link 4 monster, or you could link these away and go for another monster like a copy of your Vampire Sucker, which would get you 2 more off the top of their deck, which they're now left with 4 cards that they have left to play with. So let's go ahead and do another, let's do an actual test hand. That's basically a simple Mayakashi combo where you mill to your opponent doesn't have anything left. If you have multiple Reborns in your hand, which we play multiple Reborns, you can actually really pull it off with this deck. I'm going to leave that deck at the top so you guys can see exactly how many we mill every single time. If you have something like Soul Levy, which is a card that I play in the main deck as well, when they special summon, then they mill 3 cards off the top of their deck. So they only have essentially basically 2 mills because they're going to draw for turn, which we already drew. They have 2 special summons at that point, and then they're screwed. So you have plays to even mill them out. Sometimes you don't get the complete FTK. Sometimes you get the complete FTK. It just depends. So let's go ahead and put this back because we have a 40 card deck right there. We're going to go ahead and shuffle this deck up, and we're going to draw out and see if we can naturally pull out the FTK as well. So we're going to go ahead, and you have a backup Zombie World engine in here as well. So if you don't pull out the FTK, you can kind of set up with a little bit of defense while you're trying to OTK them by milling them out. So we're going to go ahead and draw into Glow Up Bulb, or Glow Up Bloom, Hajin, Zombie Necro Banshee, a copy of Solitaire, and a copy of Daki. So with this particular hand, I probably would normal summon out my copy of Solitaire. Solitaire would go to graveyard and would trigger to send, or to special summon out a copy of Unizombie right off the bat, because the Unizombie will get me some awesome plays with this. The Unizombie will then trigger, sending from hand to graveyard our copy of Necro Banshee, which then she will banish herself. This is now level 5. Will banish itself to activate a copy of Zombie World directly from the deck. Now everything's a zombie. We then can use the copy of our zombie or Unizombie to send from deck to graveyard a monster, which could be something like, I don't know, a Glow Up Bulb or Glow Up Bloom. The Glow Up Bloom will then special summon the Baller Draught directly from the deck, and then you can basically sit on the Baller Draught and your copy of your Unizombie that's going to help you out quite a lot to have a negate on board. If you draw on the next turn, you're going to draw into another Hajin, and then you can start climbing with the copy of Hajin, or you can normal summon out your copy of Glow Up Bloom and then link it away for a copy of something else that you might need. So you have a simple field like that, and then your copy of Baller Draught is just going to constantly be coming back over and over and over again to be able to get you additional negations. Now, again, sometimes you'll get the mill, sometimes you won't. You have to get Bone Tower to actually mill, or Soul Levy to start milling against your opponent. Soul Levy very much depends on how many times your opponent actually special summons, because every time they special summon a monster, they have to mill 3 off the top of their deck. But when you summon Bone Tower, it actually doesn't, which is really, really, really cool. So let's go ahead and shuffle it up again and see what we can actually naturally pull off. So we got Bone Tower right off the bat, Unizombie, Mizuki, Zombie World, and a copy of Yuki Mizumi, the Ice Mayakashi. So we can immediately activate our copy of Zombie World on our side of the field. That's a safe bet. And if we draw for turn, keep in mind that our opponent is going to have 5 cards minimum out of their deck without searching that is going to be out of their deck, which is pretty good. So at this point, you could normal summon out your copy of Unizombie and then use the copy of Unizombie to send from your hand to the graveyard your copy of Bone Tower. And then once you send the Bone Tower, you can also send from your deck to the graveyard a copy of a Mizuki, and then you can use the Mizuki to special summon back the Bone Tower, which will be 2 off the top of your opponent's deck, which At this point, if you control Mayakashi other than this card, you can special summon this card. With this charge in your hand, you can special summon it. We don't have another Mayakashi on the field, so you can kind of just sit with this if you want to sit with this. It's not the most powerful play, but you have moments that you need to banish and then have a field like this that's going to, essentially, your opponent's going to mill themselves out, which is really, really fun with a copy of Bone Tower, because anytime a zombie is special summoned, they mill too. So let's go ahead and do another one. Now keep in mind, I am going to leave these right here because this is a true 5-card hand that we're going to say that our opponent is instantly going to draw against us if we're going first, which usually we're going to go first with this deck because you want to hit your opponent as quickly as possible without them putting a board against us, which helps the deck quite a lot. If they don't draw in a hand trap or something like that, which sometimes you get lucky and they won't, you pretty much win. If they do, you just revert to Zombie World Engine and you go off with that until you can start going into your beatdown version of Mayakashi's, which this deck also does very well. So we're going to go ahead and draw into a Bone Tower, Daki, Bone Tower, return, and a copy of Hajin. This is pretty good. We just need a way to get our Bone Tower out on the field with the Hajin, which is pretty easy if we draw into something like a 1-for-1, which if we're going second, our opponent would have another card in hand. So we're going to go ahead and immediately activate the 1-for-1, sending a single copy of Bone Tower from deck to from hand to graveyard to special summon Hajin from deck, which is going to help us out quite a lot. We're going to get the Hajin on the field, and then Hajin is going to special summon out a Daki, which is... Actually, excuse me, we didn't normal summon. Normal summon this out, and then special summon out the Daki. So you've gotten 4 that you're going to mill out your opponent. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 off the top of their deck, right off the bat. Go ahead and start synchro summoning. You're going to synchro climb again, where you're going to go 3, mill 2, special summon Daki, mill 2, and then the effect to synchro again, and then you're going to special summon out the poisonous one, mill 2, special summon Daki, mill 2 more, special summon, then these will go to the graveyard, and then you're going to go for the 7, mill 2 more, special summon, mill 2 more, and then do this, and special summon your copy of Yugioh to mill 2 more, do this, mill 2 more, and then, like, your opponent's going to hate you. Like, really going to hate you after this. Go ahead and mill 2 more. Special summon this. Link summon. Oh, I forgot to mill 2 more. I totally forgot to mill 2 more. Link summon that and mill 2 more. So you essentially just milled them out again, down to where they have barely anything. And since you have the copy of Mayakashi Return, guess what? You can take a Mayakashi. You can take a Mayakashi and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard, which we're going to add our copy of Yuki Mizumi, the Ice Mayakashi, that if you control a Mayakashi, while this card's in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon it, then send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. Guess what? We have an awesome play for this. Go ahead and immediately special summon this, which, guess what? Mill 2 more. Haha, mill 2 more. Then you can use this effect to send a zombie from the deck to the graveyard, which is going to be our Mizuki that you're going to send from the deck to the graveyard. Right there, there it is. And then you're going to be able to special summon. So you're going to banish the copy Mizuki, and you're going to special summon back the Daki, and you're going to mill 2 more. 2 more, and we start over. Yuki Mizumi. We got the FTK. Go ahead and do this. Mill 2 more. And then special summon back Daki. Mill 2 more. And your opponent's out. They are out. You can continue to synchro summon until you get to the 11 again, which that would be 5 actually right there. So you would go 5, special summon, grave, 7, special summon, grave, 9, special summon, grave, 11, special summon, grave, special summon, and then you have the copy of the Bone Tower, you have the copy of the Skeletal Mayakashi, you have Yuki Oni, and then if you want to, you can even link these 3 together because you're not going to need to mill your opponent out anymore, and go for your copy of Yuki Oni, the Ice Mayakashi, just for style points. And when you pass turn, guess what? They lose. automatically lose because they can't draw a card. And you've milled all 40 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 cards you have milled. They have their starting hand, and they can't draw, so they can't play, and they lose. That's it. That's game. That's how you play Mayakashi with the mill version. I played every card in my extra deck except 3, which I could have kept going if I wanted to go for Avenged Savior or my copy of Vampire Sucker. I still could have gone if I wanted to keep going. It was an option that I could, but I chose to just end with this really insane board. And essentially what I had to pull off the perfect OTK is you have 1-for-1 in your hand, you have Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, you have any other monster, and you have Mayakashi Return. If you have these 3 cards in your hand, you have the FTK. Because you can search your copy of this off of this, send this to the graveyard to special summon, or send another monster. If you have any other monster, it doesn't matter. Mizuki would probably be the best bet. If you had Mizuki in your hand, you have this hand, you search this off of this, summon this off of this, and then special summon out your copy of the Daki off your copy of your Hajin, and then you essentially start milling your opponent out. This is the way that you have to play the hand if you want to win. I hope they bring 1-for-1 up to more. You can still play it off if you want to, because you can get revival spells to keep going, but it's still pretty crazy. If your opponent doesn't have at least a hand trap, which you can still play through some hand traps, if they don't have a single hand trap in their hand, you win. This deck does die to Nibiru, which is unfortunate, but if you come into situations like that, you have the Zombie World engine that you can just revert back to if they Nibiru you. So let's go ahead and do one more test hand and see if we can pull off Soul Absorbing Bone Tower, Zombie World, Monster Reborn, and a 1-for-1 right off the bat. If we're going second, though, we're going to draw, and we're going to draw on a Hajin. This is actually pretty beautiful. Normal summon, send to graveyard, 1-for-1, effect, special summon our copy of the same monster we sent, ironically enough. We're going to get 2, we're going to put this over here. They're going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to mill 2. And then we're going to mill 2 more because we're going to special summon the Daki from deck. So we've already got 9 out of their deck just with that. I don't think this is going to be the FTK, but we're going to get at least a large chunk of their deck out of the way. We're going to mill 2 after we Synchro Summon, so that was for the Synchro Summon of the level 3, which is going to be this. We're going to get Daki back, mill 2 more. When Daki's special summoned, and we also have Zombie World, by the way, so everything becomes a zombie. Synchro Summon for the 5, which is right here, mill 2. Special summon Daki, mill 2 more, do this, special summon back your copy of, that was the 5, I believe, yeah, that was 5. So we're going to special summon out the 7 now, special summon Daki, and then Synchro Summon right here, again, for 2, they mill 2 for the Daki, special summon out Yuki Mizumi, and then this, so we're going to mill 4 because we special summoned all of these, or these 2, Synchro Summon again, go for the copy of this, special summon Daki, that's 4 more, because you're special summoning them at the same time, essentially. And now you actually have a really interesting way that you can actually play Monster Reborn, and downshift all the way back down to 3, and then climb again. So you go here, and then you mill 2, and then you special summon the 5, special summon Daki, mill 4 because you milled off of the copy of the Daki, Synchro Summon these 2 away, go for 7, which is your Hajin or your Tengu, which is going to be 2, excuse me, you're going to mill 2, special summon this, 2 more off the top of their deck, go Tengu, and then special summon out your copy of Yoko, mill 2 more, and then guess what? You only have 1 card left in your deck, which I just milled for the copy of the... And actually, you could leave it right here, or you could link summon these together and go for your copy of Yugioh, and then leave it like that. And then you have that insane board that your opponent is still milling if they manage to do anything because you have Zombie World on the field. So that's it for the test hands, guys. As you can see, the deck works. The deck works, and it's insane. We actually pulled off the FTK twice with this. It's very simple. All you have to do is have 1-for-1. Like I said, we use the entire extra deck almost again. We were down to 5 cards in the extra deck. You could have gone for the number 11, or the level 11, the Skeletal Mayakashi, if you wanted to. I don't think it's necessary at that point. If you go for the copy of, if you have the 3 in the graveyard, you can just bring it back. There's other ways to actually win, which is kind of cool. But it's a really fun deck that you can actually play around with, and it's one of those decks that I don't mind carrying with me if I see that a lot of people are going into a tournament and I'm just not feeling the tournament that night. I'll actually bring this deck with me in solitaire with it and play with it just to see how it plays, and go into friendly duels with this deck just to kind of infuriate people that I'm not the biggest fans of. So anyways, guys, yeah, I do that. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell down there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out that Patreon down in the description below because we got some awesome words for you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you don't get FTK'd. See you later, guys.